Man, listen here, right? So, when I think about the Chicago incident, man, now they saying they about to charge the parents, but listen, the thing about it, I heard the auntie, right? And I did one on this. They struck it though, right? They took it down. It was like 10 minutes went on TikTok, and usually I just take it from TikTok and I put on here. So I killed two birds with one stone because I don't know how to even use YouTube. Not YouTube, but Instagram. Anytime I put something on Instagram, it's through Facebook. I don't know how to directly put shit to Instagram. You know what I mean? But anyway, that's here nor there. So this is where I was going with it. It was gonna get struck anyway. But the little chick, I'm listening. She's supposed to be the auntie, and she was there. So now she's on TV trolling and talking shit. You should have fought back. You ain't even fighting. She talking about like you let your son down. You know he been getting bullied for 2 years and you ain't move him out to school. Man, listen, who has money to move, man? Watch it. Nigga, your people are bullying them. So why should she have to come up with some money to move because somebody bullying him? Now suppose he would have stood his motherfucking ground with that hot 38. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They could have put that 380 in his backpack and motherfucker bully him. Then y'all want to send him to prison. Or his mama. He wrong. It's only so much people can take, man. You know what I'm saying? Like suppose she would have killed all them little kids. The thing is, see, people got to start looking at this shit different. And that's why I hate these prosecutors, bro. I hate them. And my grandmama always told me hate is a strong word and don't use it. Unless, you know what I mean? She told me not to use it, but fuck that. You know, I love my grandma, but listen, man. I'm not gonna even use the word hate because of my grandma. But I'm gonna tell you this, I got a real fucked up feeling towards these bitches. Just like Kim Worthy, the bitch out of Detroit. This motherfucker they just lost the case. They just fucked around and somebody getting out of jail they getting out of jail because they wrongfully convicted. So the dude asked them like, damn, who fault is this? Is y'all just trying to, they'll pick up anything and make it stick. If it come across their desk, they prosecute it. It ain't nobody there that's gonna say, hey, it's nobody there to say, no, we ain't gonna take this one, right? It don't sound right. If it hit their desk, nigga, they prosecute it. Because they know niggas is poor. They know you ain't got no money to pay no lawyer, no good lawyer with an investigator. And really, that's another thing they don't do. In a city Detroit, out of all the hundreds of times I've been arrested, motherfucker. Thousands of times I've been arrested. I've never had a fucking investigator on the case. You know, I've never had an investigator on the case. Never, ever. You know what I'm saying? It's not investigated. It's just like you go down there, they say, hey, somebody say you done this, they come get you, boom, boom, boom. Within 72 hours, they charge you. Then you go to pre-trial, they bind the shit over when it shouldn't even be binded over, no evidence. If the police or anybody show up, they gonna bind it over. The judge is not judging, they just like, fuck it, that's more money for us, that's wins for us. You know what I'm saying? Because if you get probation or you blow trial, it's still a win for them. So when they lock your ass up in that county jail, it's money being, you know what I'm saying? This shit is a business. You feel me? They need to start making decisions or being held to their decisions. I'm telling you that now, these prosecutors need to be held, bitch. If a motherfucker get off or get found fucked over, bitch, you need to do every day in jail. I don't want no money, bitch. Either pay me $1 million for every year I've been in this motherfucker, or this bitch got to do the same amount of time. Well, you pick which one, bitch. I'm happy either way. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Fuck that, man. I'm tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so she would have, that lady, the reason I'm saying it is because that lady would have stood her ground and blew these motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Did what she supposed to did, really. And because nah, man, you know, you want to say, damn, they just kids. You know, that's the things you want to say. You want to say, man, you know, these are just kids, man, and people make mistakes. But man, some shit is just, fuck it. Some mistakes you can't come back from. And that's what you got to teach your kids. And I mean, my kids ain't perfect. We don't know what our kids go out here and do. Follow behind another motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But listen, you know that it's deadly consequences behind this shit, son. Do you understand that? When you do this type of shit right here, it's deadly consequences behind this shit. You can't just pick on nobody and fuck with people. You know what I mean? But they would have damn sure tried to send that lady to jail for the rest of her life if she would have shot them motherfucking kids. And then it would have been on the news. They'd have stretched the truth and all she killed from some fucking 14-year-olds. And why she do that when she could have just fought them, or she could have called the police? It could have been a million things she could have did. But why in the fuck ain't nobody called the police that was there? This little bitch, the auntie, now the auntie, her brother or sister is the mother or father of these little cocksuckers, right? So you telling me that you know they ignorant because she ignorant. If the fucking auntie this motherfucking ignorant, then you know goddamn well the apple won't fall far from the tree. You know what I'm saying? And it's real fucking talk. And she talking so much shit that she don't know how, man, people ready to ride for this shit. People are upset over this shit. You know what I'm saying? People looking for some shit to do and something to hurt anyway. And bitch, you giving them an excuse by talking shit. And these people done found out who y'all are and where y'all at. And you talking shit back instead of saying, I'm sorry, instead of saying, look, I didn't, you know what I mean? Anything, like I was wrong, I wasn't thinking. People pride get them killed. Pride is a bad motherfucker. Like I be seeing people talking about, like these rap motherfuckers, the Young Thugs and all this shit of the world. Nigga, they don't, instead of saying, I'm caught, I'm on tape, I fucked up, I folded. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody go to jail behind what I said, but I talked too much, I did. If you would've just took it on the shoulder like that, people would've, man, I would've respected that shit. But when you sit up there trying to deny some motherfucking shit that we see perfectly on camera like I'm a goddamn fool, nigga, you folded. What the fuck is wrong with people? People pride won't let them just say, I'm sorry. It's like it's so hard for somebody to say, I fucked up. So, bitch, you gonna keep talking till you get a bullet in your head? Because that's what's gonna happen. Ain't nobody playing about this shit. People tired of this type of shit. That's why I'm so proud of Chicago. That's why I'm so proud of Chicago. Chicago showed up and showed out. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is. I'm like, damn. This nigga like, what you looking at? You looking at my bitch? Man, she is a black, bad motherfucker though. Yeah, so yeah, that's the type of shit I'm talking about, man. That's that ignorant shit. You know what I mean? That's that, you know, I mean, cause you know, one thing about, like I say, my brother-in-law, bro, he make a lot of sense, man. He remind me a lot of my father. And that's funny how people always say a woman to pick somebody close to their dad that had their dad ways, and I be goddamn if this nigga, you would think he was his real son, you know what I mean? Cause he think logical. Like when you know, like me, I was so mad at the moment. Like, bro, I think there's no way I couldn't have had done nothing. You know what I mean? But now you sit back and you think about it, they are kids. And your kids can't, like I say, indulge in this type of shit. But would I want my kids to be hurt? I don't. I would want somebody to forget, you know what I'm saying? But, man, I just don't know, bro. It's hard to say. And it is about forgiveness. That's the thing, man. You know, a lot of people, you know what I learned, especially with these church-going people, right? A lot of people have a lot of hate in their heart. Lock them niggas up. You hear old black people about their own people, man. Lock them young niggas up. Not no help, not no forgiveness in their heart. That's how these prosecutors are. There's no forgiveness in their heart. It's just all go. Lock them up for life. And this, fuck them. They doing this, even shit. You know what I'm saying? And I understand sometimes that way of thinking, because shit gets so heinous and these motherfuckers are so ignorant that you be like, man, because I know me, like, man, there's no way my baby mama, who I love to death, my nigga, the ground this motherfucker walk on, pregnant with my kids. And who can you love more than your kids, your mother and your siblings, your father and your siblings? There's no deeper love than that, you know what I mean? So, and you put on this earth as a man to be a protector of your family. Niggas go to jail over stupid shit, fucking whores, and go to jail over kill a nigga over a bitch or some pussy that ain't theirs, some money. That's the worst. You kill a nigga because he owes you some money. How the fuck you gonna get paid? Well, it's the principle. You know the prisons is full of principle, motherfuckers. You know, every motherfucker locked up, it's the principle of it. All right, well, go ahead, think about the principle then. You better be a student, motherfucker, for 20 years over. You better be a student. You better be a motherfucking student for 20, 30 years over the principal or some shit. You ignorant motherfucker. Like, it's just, but it's saying the Bible, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never read the motherfucker, but that's what they tell me. You know, a man, you know, that's what you to protect. You know, out of all the shit you can go to prison for is what I'm saying, all jokes aside. Out of all the shit you could have went to prison for or lose your life over, there's nothing more than that. Protecting your motherfucking family. You understand what I'm saying? And that's facts. So I get a call telling me a motherfucker, they been bullying on my son. Anyway. And we done been out there and talked to the school. No, man, them people at the school need to pay too. Hell yeah, they need to. These bitches is the worst. Cause I seen some shit. I be watching the Bully Squad. You know, the guys who pull up in the like Lamborghinis and shit when a kid be bullied, or you know what I mean? I like what they doing, bro. That's why I gotta get my money up. That shit I would love to do, dog. I would love that shit, dog. Like, man, like, nigga, listen, boy, if I become a multi-millionaire, it ain't gotta be a multi-millionaire, but let me get back where I need to be. I'ma do shit different. Like, man, ain't no way in fuck I'ma see a kid out here without a haircut or some shit on this. You know what I mean? Like, it just, you help people, bro, because you know what it's like. You know, that little boy, man, he is fucked up because he can't do nothing about his situation. Man, that's another thing that I go on to. You know, I know this might not be the appropriate time to talk about this, but I gotta put it on the floor because we gotta address all this shit. I always say I fought the women for a lot of this shit that y'all fought the men for. Now you got a woman, man, y'all in a fucked up predicament. How are you still having kids? How the fuck do you barely making it now, but you got another baby? You know what I'm saying? This little nigga getting teased because he ain't got the proper clothes on or whatever it may have been, or you know you can't get yourself out there to get a GoFundMe to get you out to a better neighborhood. How the fuck are you still having fucking kids to struggle? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's not, I'm not just specifically talking about her because obviously she got a good man because he worked, you know what I'm saying? So it just sometimes it just be tight. I understand it. So I'm not directing this totally to her per se, but there's women out here that's in situations like that. And look, that's why I wanted that welfare shit to go. It should go. But see, y'all always on these Democrat motherfucking sides like, yeah, we need these food stamps back. No, the fuck we don't. Yeah, you supposed to have that shit for about a year. And after that, you don't find a job, then motherfuck you. You know what I'm saying? Cut out all that shit. That only make us stronger, dog. It's not gonna make us weaker. Then motherfuckers will stop having all these motherfucking kids because you ain't got nothing but you that's gonna take care of them. Ain't no state, ain't none of that. So you will think twice before you fuck this nigga, that nigga, and just look at the kids as a fucking check. I can't believe that shit. I used to always wonder what people was talking about. Well, this taxpayers' money. And then when you become a taxpayer and you really look at this shit and be like, it's motherfuckers that's actually living off this shit with 10 kids by 10 whole different niggas and still ain't with a nigga, ain't a man in the house. And you, how the fuck do you expect? And then I see what they saying about how welfare put the black man out the household. I see all that shit now. You know what I'm saying? You hear that shit, but you don't grasp it until you see it. And you start to, you know, I'm a little slow, so it took me to get older. You know, some people understand it at a young age, but I rode a bus with 4 seats in that motherfucker. And we had to wear helmets and seatbelts and shit. And, you know, so I'm a little slow when it comes to that type of shit. But yeah, man, we got to think and do better. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, yeah, I was mad, man, and I'm telling you now, man, if she would have did what she had to do to protect her and her kids, I don't knock them, but they need punishment. This has to be punishment. It has to be some type of punishment behind this. And you know what's crazy about it? As mad as I am, and at first, and as mad as I was like, man, somebody should, you know what I mean? When you calm down, like my bro said, like when you fucking calm down and you think about it, like what's crazy, This is taught and learned behavior that these kids existed. These kids, this is taught behavior. Like I say, look at the auntie. Look at the auntie. Look how ignorant this little bitch is. Talking all this shit and so what and fuck that. Then the little nigga in the back talking about something. I got a switch. I got a Glock with a switch on it. Y'all come and do this. And that's what made me feel real sorry when I heard that little boy say, yeah, and we got a Glock with a switch on it. And I don't think that he was in that shit. I think he just, because they talking to his sister or auntie or whoever she was, he just being protective as a little fella. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was in with the shit. Like, I think he was more so because they was coming on to her in a fucked up fashion. You know what I'm saying? He tried to stand up for her. So that shit made me feel kind of bad. So all in all, my thing is this. These kids that done this might grow up to be great kids. For real. Who never knows in life. Sometimes shit start off like this and that little boy and them can be friends. You know what I mean? But you as parents, bro, you supposed to make that bond with them. You supposed to say, hey man, come here. Look, man, my son was the one bullying some motherfuckers. Come here, man. Come here, little fella. Nigga, shake his hand. That's your boy. You make sure don't nothing happen to him. You know what I'm saying? They picking on him, nigga. Instead of you picking on him, you whooping nigga ass. If he ain't strong enough to do, that's your partner now. You know what I mean? If a motherfucker say something to him, you get on their ass, man. You don't bully nobody. You help the motherfuckers that's being bullied. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit hurt my heart to see that shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because you just think it's a trickle effect. Like, I'm about to say, the mama, she felt helpless. As a mother, she like, damn, my baby in my stomach. I got my 2 babies here. I can't do nothing. I'm sick. I'm too weak to fight. I can't help my kids. So she feeling helpless. Like I said, the little boy feeling helpless. As a little boy, nigga, you love your mama more than life itself. And then your sister, you supposed to be the boy. You supposed to be the protector of yours. You know, when you a little nigga, you just think you inferior. Like, shit, ain't nobody gonna touch my mama and sister. There's some shit like this happening and you can't do nothing. So everybody looking at each other helpless. The little girl even looking like, damn, somebody do something. So everybody feeling helpless. Then imagine how the father felt to get that call and to know that this type of shit happened and you wasn't there. Bitch, you get a call talking about some man, they did the same motherfuckers that was bullying your sons, that jumped on your kid's mama that's pregnant. Oh, it's action. It wasn't no group of motherfuckers sitting me down in no car. Ain't no motherfucker gonna tell me, oh, think this. I'm telling you, at that time, because I'm mad about it. It ain't even me at the time. And that might be the wrong way of thinking, but that's how people think. If I know I'm not the only person who felt like that. I know I can't be the only one. I don't give a fuck, bitch, if they was 6, bitch. I'm coming through that motherfucker. If you grown enough to put your hand on a grown motherfucker, you old enough to get what's coming to you because you know better. And that's what I told people. First of all, black niggas don't look at, it ain't no such thing as a kid in the black community unless that motherfucker crawling with a lollipop in his mouth. Once that motherfucker able to talk, walk, and steal and kill, that motherfucker can go to jail for life and get killed. Nobody gives a fuck. Cause really, they talk all this, your brain ain't developing to you. Man, when this motherfucker's 12 years old, that's smarter than any grown motherfucker that's out here. They got more common sense than everything. You know right from wrong at that age. But I understand we more liable because we ain't had the experience of life to know the consequences of some shit. Or you know what I mean? You react different. It's not that you don't know better. You know better. But it's just like reality. You ain't lived enough to know. You know what I'm saying? I can't explain it, but you know what I'm saying? You definitely know right from wrong, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, when you doing that type of shit and you got hate in your heart, motherfuckers gotta know, hey, it's consequences behind this shit. Man, I don't give a fuck how old you is. You know? Shit, because you know that shit started back in the 80s when niggas, grown ass men was taking 10 and 12-year-old kids and having them do hits for them and have them take cocaine and shit here and there. You know what I mean? But like I'm telling y'all now, one thing for sure, they don't look at black kids as any other race. You get a group of kids right now that get in any trouble, the judge gonna look at them. Because you know why? First of all, when a white person get, I always say, when a white person get in trouble, 9 times out of 10, he go in front of a white judge, with the white jury, with a white prosecutor. You feel me? A Chinese motherfucker, he gonna go in front of his people because they usually, listen, they not mixing with motherfuckers. You don't see too many white people. They neighborhoods be all white, all Chaldean, all Mexican. So, you feel me? We the only motherfuckers that like I always say this. When a white person wake up in the morning and go to the store, he gonna see another white person. When a white person get up in the morning, he go get his hair cut, he gonna see his people. When a white person get up and go to anywhere he go, because it's his community. The same thing like with the Mexicans in Detroit. You think a Mexican go to a black-owned store and ever do you think a Mexican will ever walk in a black-owned store? Put a black-owned store anywhere in Mexican town, I promise you, not one Mexican to go to that motherfucker. But put a motherfucker Ku Klux Klan, put a motherfucker with a sheet over his head on a front billboard, them bitches will kick the dough in. They just don't like niggas. Don't nobody like niggas, but niggas don't even like niggas. So how come and respect niggas? So how we don't respect ourselves? How we expect anybody else to like us and respect us? You know what I'm saying? We don't got shit. We don't own shit. But we so materialistic. Niggas dying over blocks that nigga, they done tore the fucking projects down years ago. Y'all niggas, now y'all claiming some other shit. And don't own a motherfucking thing. Own Section 8 somewhere, about to get kicked out there. Suppose your mama gotta move over there with an offset. Now what you gonna do? What you gonna tell your mama, hey, no, we can't move over there. Well, where else we gonna be homeless? We ain't go over there with your auntie. And the dead smack, I'm just saying, like in Detroit, I don't know about all them other cities, but I'm on Schoolcraft, right? So I'm claiming school. Just say if we was gang tied, right? I'm over here throwing up Schoolcraft, this. But for a house that don't nobody own, and your mama, you got 10 fucking siblings by 10 different niggas, and you already living fucked up with roaches and shit, and you out here claiming a gang in a block and stealing from your own people, terrorizing your own neighborhood. Can't nobody go to the fucking store, play in the parks, because y'all niggas out there shooting, and your mama get kicked out. Now you got to go over here on Joy Road. You got to go over here on 7 Mile. Well, you beefing with these niggas. Them your ops, right? But where else you gonna go but be homeless? So now you go over here with these niggas. What you gonna do? Go claim that? What you gonna do? Say I'm sorry now? Like, how that's gonna work for you? You know what I'm saying? So that shit don't make no sense. First of all, that gang shit, I don't even know who started no shit like that. I have zero respect for that shit. Fuck a gang. Fuck a gang. Like that. I mean, what the fuck is the purpose? And it's not to even be disrespectful. But niggas claim a gang. I never understood it. With a bunch of niggas that's stealing. Show me a gang member. Somebody please in the comments. Show me this. Show me a nigga that ever made some money in that shit. A gang member. What the fuck? When you talk about a gang member, all I see. Now the Mexicans, yeah, it's probably millionaires. It's these Mexican motherfuckers down in Detroit now. They got all that shit all on their neck, their face. But these niggas is riding good. Fresh every day. They getting to it. They might argue amongst themselves about some shit, but they gonna straighten that shit out. Niggas, man, what the fuck you don't even see? Niggas don't even be having a car claiming the gang. Niggas don't even got a lowrider bike, better yet a fucking 63, 64, 62 Impala with hydraulics on that mother. I mean, I don't know why I just, you know, you think about the California gang scene, you think about lowriders and shit like that. It just, I don't know, man. That shit I don't understand it, bro. It ain't nothing but a bunch of violent motherfuckers. It ain't like no structure. There's nothing positive. It's like it's just all, how the fuck something? I don't believe that shit neither. Can a nigga on here tell me that a gang started out for good shit and turned this bad? You ain't gonna run that shit on me. That shit started out on some bullshit from the beginning. Ain't no fucking way you started out to help the community and this shit turned out the total opposite. All the gangs did the same shit. Come on, man. Make it make sense, man. It don't make sense, man. But I don't know. I don't know about gang politics. I don't know. I mean, I guess you certain spots, that's just the way of life. But we got to get our way of thinking better, and we got to do it quick. Cause man, life is changing, bro. You know what I mean? This shit is. It's. But yeah, that little ignorant motherfucking bitch. The little ignorant motherfucker gonna get on there talking all that shit, and them people on her head. She don't know she'll fuck around and get hurt over some shit. You feel me? Damn. Well, anyway, I'm Trap Talk Blue, man. This is my conversation with y'all. But look, I gotta go get my bird ready, Freddy here in rehab. Make sure y'all check that out too, man. I got kicked out the house for a $7,000 bird. I got high with my white boys to go get some dog food. End up buying a $7,000 bird, getting kicked out the house, now the bird in rehab. It's a whole story thing I got going on here, man. It's kind of funny, man. Y'all make sure y'all check it out. Let me know. So yeah, I gotta go check on my nigga Ready Freddy, man. Get him out of rehab, man. So love y'all.